今天我非常高兴，那个于先生来这里，我们华盛社区告诉我们，他有个这个项目是鼓励小孩子去打篮球，参加比赛，我非常谢谢他，他的主席 LunarNYC 做得非常好，希望我们以后经他培养以后多点好像姚明那个打球的出名的篮球员在我们社区。非常谢谢他。打篮球是一个很好的运动，不是一定去拿奖拿第一名呢，就是平常打篮球对身体非常好，所以非常他推广这个打篮球这个活动，希望我们社区都支持他。
One more, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, higher. 1, 2, 3, again. Yeah.
Good.
Show me the dim sum is good.
Okay.
好。
Yeah, I'll give you my card.
你嗌老闆佢好多間藥房。
聽知道啦。
I don't know, my
你係
mom.
醫院。
佢個仔好叻啫。
哦。
唔識睇啦嗬。呢個唔識幾多都叫。
Financial venture。
江鱼 is gonna give our brief introduction of your story. Tell us your story and tell us why you're supporting this team.
Sure. Okay, thank you everyone for coming out today. My Chinese name is Yu Ming, and people here in the U.S. call me just Jam Yu. My story is pretty, one for many Chinese immigrants, I guess, to look forward to in terms of coming here to the U.S. But my mom immigrated and my family immigrated from Toisan or Taiping, China, which is Guangdong. It's like 4 hours from Hong Kong, and we're from a small village. It's a farming village, and we had a small little house. I came here when I was 2 years old. Coming here, my mom worked at the sweatshop or the factory. So I was considered a sweatshop baby because she was a seamstress, and she would bring me to work when I was 3 to 4 years old, and they'll put all the babies in a big box, and all the babies would play in the box, and we'll watch our moms like use the sewing machine, and they getting paid 5 cents a zipper. So we grew up very poor and very humble in life. My dad started as a dishwasher, then he later became a carpenter, and he started making French doors. So pretty much I grew up inner city in Manhattan, and from there I played a lot of basketball. That was one way for me to stay out of trouble. And when I was younger, I didn't have money to play like these kids in basketball tournaments, especially in the Asian and Chinese basketball tournaments. So this is the reason why I created LunarNYC, is to pay it forward. Now that I've become more established, I'm able to give back, and I'm able to help these kids now play in tournaments, their jerseys, pay for travel, for different expenses. And this is the reason why I want the message to get out to the Chinese community that LunarNYC is growing. I met Bill Chen here. I've known him for years because I used to play when I was younger. And Bill came to me one day and said, "Look, we need extra funding. And I remember how when I was young, playing like these kids here, I couldn't afford it. So now that I have my own company, I said to Bill, let's unite the Warriors with LunarNYC, and that's how we came up with LunarNYC Warriors. And basically, we have over 100 kids and women and men in different divisions, ranging from 7 all the way to 27 years old. And so one of the reasons why we're here next week in Memorial Day weekend, we're playing in the Chinese National Invitation. It's going to be held in Madison, Wisconsin. This is the 37th annual tournament for Chinese all across North America. So this is the biggest tournament. And this is why I wanted to bring attention to LunarNYC. So our kids, our women, and our men are going to go compete next weekend in Madison, Wisconsin, and we're trying to grow awareness for this. And my story, again, I want to pay it forward and give back to the Chinese community, give back to the dreams I had when I was a younger kid, and to stay focused. A lot of these kids are, some of them are less fortunate. Their parents are in the same situation as my parents was when we first came here. And now that we're here, I'm able to spread the word here, and thank you all for coming out. A little bit more about my background is, I was a product of the public school system. I went to, from elementary school all the way to high school. I stayed in the city. I went to Baruch College for a year, but I left because I had no money. I was poor. I worked 3 part-time jobs, and then I realized I have to go back to school to get my diploma, my bachelor's. So I went back, but before I went there, Baruch didn't want to take me back because I just left. So I had a transitional period where I went to BMCC, or Borough Manhattan Community College. I went there, I got my, my credits. Then I went back to City College in New York. I majored in psychology. And after that, I realized, okay, now what do I do? Where am I going to make money? So I went to Wall Street. I said, that's where you make money in New York. People think New York, they think Wall Street. So I got a job at Deutsche Bank in New York. And when I was getting hired through the manager, he said, you don't really have that much experience. Why should I hire you? And basically I said, hard work is nothing new to me. I work full time and I went to school full time. So I would work from 9 to 5 and go to school from 6 to 9. And then even I would go to classes on Saturday, from 9 to 12. So I did anything possible to get where I'm at. And after Wall Street, I wanted to do more. I wanted to keep going. And I remember a story with my mother here. I was working at Columbia University, and I also kind of worked my way up there. And I was making good money, and I had good benefits. And she said, "You should just stay there. Like, it's comfortable. Like, don't leave. You have good benefits. You could go to school for free there because you work there. Just stay there." And then I was like, no, I want to do more. So then I went to Wall Street and I made a lot more money. And she said, "Oh, wow, you're there? Just stay there. Don't go anywhere. Like, keep working." And then I said to myself, I have bigger dreams than that. I'm going to work harder than that. So I took a risk. I quit and I started trading for myself, the stock market. And from there, I lost a lot of money, as new traders would, and then I risked it all on one stock, and I hit it. And to this day, after hitting that stock, I've been learning, and now she's retired, my mom. Like, I give her money every month, and then I told her recently, I said, had I listened to you, you would have never been retired. You would have still been working at the sweatshop, sewing, making 5 cents a zipper for pants or whatever. So she was like, "Oh, good thing you didn't listen to me," and now she's happier. But these are the reasons why leading up to here. I wanted to pay it forward and now give back to the community because, obviously I have a story that many Chinese immigrants relate to, coming here, no money, and working hard, just working hard for your dreams. And that's why, LunarNYC means a lot to me. And pretty much, I think that sums it up in terms of just LunarNYC. We could talk more about me, I guess, later after. I don't want to keep them here. Yeah. You want to say anything, Bill?
Yeah. Actually, I started our basketball program 16 years ago, and at that time, I didn't know where this was going to lead. But over the years, we've had 32 kids play college basketball, which is more than any other Asian American basketball program in the United States. I've been very proud of that, but on the other hand, it seems like it's more and more difficult to convince the parents to let their kids play. We've had so many kids play basketball for me that went on to Duke, Caltech, Carnegie Mellon, MIT, Stanford. The list goes on and on. It's just incredible what kind of kids we've been getting over the years. I want to continue that. I've been invited to 15 weddings in the last 4 or 5 years from my former players, and at every wedding that I've been to that I was invited to, we see at least 10 to 20 of the players they grew up with at these weddings. So not only do these kids grow up playing basketball, but they make a lot of friends for life. And I'm really, really proud of that. And I know we have the media here today, but I know Chang's a great guy, but I'm hoping to find more players. If you guys can help me find some players.
So we're looking for more players.
We need to convince
interest and even donations. We want to grow bigger, and we want to help more kids and play together, teamwork, learn lessons on and off the court. I'll be teaching them about finances, Wall Street, and educating them on the next cycle in life. When they become adults. Okay, that's good. Okay, thank you.
他们就不打电话给我，就完全是失去联络。他们拿着这个 DD214这个 form 退伍军人这张纸，他们可以跟政府拿钱，他们拿到他们钱，他们就不管你。所以说我自己现在就是说我自己开一间公司，我这间公司叫 Green Zone， 然后我就是想自己开这个公司，多帮一些退伍军人。然后之后我碰到了Jay， 他有这个非盈利机构，我就想跟他一起合作一样，来帮助更多的退伍军人就业，还有帮他们所有的问题。最主要我们想帮助一些亚裔的退伍军人，在纽约市很少有亚裔的非盈利机构去帮助这些退伍军人。像西班牙人白人黑人，他们都有自己的一个族群，退伍军人族群。然后我们中国人就没有这一块，就像他们有些问题之后，他们不知道去找谁了，他不可能去找西班牙那些族群，他肯定会去找一些中国人的族群。但是有些中国人的非盈利机构，就像我之前说的，他们只是想拿你的 DD214跟政府拿钱，完了以后他们就不管。所以说我们现在的做法，因为我等于也是个 victim， 我知道怎么来怎么去，所以我就想帮助更多的退伍军人来走上，就说怎么说呢？来帮助他们就业，帮他们重新树立他们的生活。然后我就是跟Jay一起，把这个推向那个华裔的市场，让更多的华裔退伍军人知道我们可以来找我们帮忙，随时都可以。
那你现在具体有做什么项目吗？
现在我是自己有一间公司是做energy drink， 就是。
但是对于退伍军人方面，你有什么具体的项目吗？
具体的项目就是我们就想做多点event来跟那个 LunarNYC 一起，可以帮那些，就是让这些退伍军一起进来，就可以跟LunarNYC 一起合作一样有些项目他们也可以一起进来，让他们一起就说怎么说？
是就业吗？
就业也有。 就是就业和就业和是说像这些业余的活动啊，然后带这些小朋友就是可以做运动啊，打篮球啊，这些退伍军他们也可以进来帮忙。
Okay, Jay, do you want to add on something about the veteran part?
Yeah, LunarNYC, we just want to continue to grow. You know, first step was to help kids and sports and, you know, to grow that side. The second part now is to grow, you know, veterans and a lot of times, you know, the military veterans, especially Asians, are forgotten, and Ryan, with Ryan's help now, we're gonna grow that. And you know, this leads to something bigger I want to do. Maybe you guys can help me with this. So I had a dream, basically, about this, where we unite all Asians and do a parade down Fifth Avenue. That's my dream I had. For example, like the Puerto Rican Day Parade, it's a small little island, but 1 million people come out to support. China, how big are we? We're billion. Like we can include Japan, Korea. Everyone celebrates Lunar New Year. And so I want to give you the meaning of LunarNYC. So I came up with the name because LunarNYC, everyone celebrates Lunar New Year. All of Asia. It could be in Vietnam, even India celebrates this Lunar New Year. You know, China, Korea, Japan, everywhere. So why can't we unite the love for Asian culture, and we go down Fifth Avenue? So that's the dream I have, is to do a big parade and to showcase Asian culture, and you know, showcase the veterans, showcase the kids and different organizations within the U.S., North America, and make it a big thing, like a Macy's Day Parade, like have floats and companies come in, and so that's the bigger idea I have for LunarNYC. And LunarNYC stands for two things. It stands for LunarNYC because we're here, but it also stands for Lunar New Year Celebration. So it's LunarNYC. So it's two meanings, and we own the name too, because I trademark it, and that comes from my business sense, because we want to own the name. So a lot of people use LunarNYC all across the world. I could sue them, but I don't, because this is about nonprofit and helping people and growing the love for Asian culture and raising awareness to everyone about Asian culture. You know, like everyone these days are married, you know, Asian girl, white guy, Asian guy, you know, everything. So people love Asian culture, they love the movies, they love the food. Why don't we bring it all together and celebrate it, just like every other culture does? So that's my ultimate goal, to do that. And now we want to go back into, I guess, my company, and so yeah, so you guys understand my company. So basically, after Wall Street, I became a trader. You know, I made money. I started investing into pre-IPOs. So like, you know, just like how Facebook went public, you know, you want to invest early, and then if the company grows, you can make money later on. So I started realizing, you know, you could trade stocks, but how are these companies created? So I started learning every single year different things, like how does Wall Street fund the companies, how do they go IPO, how do venture capitalists and private equity come in and invest. So every year I kept learning, and now I founded Financial Ventures Group, which, you know, I founded from the very beginning. So we do a lot of corporate advisory. We help a lot of Chinese NASDAQ companies as well. So, you know, Chinese NASDAQ companies come here, we're able to help them, you know, because a lot of the Wall Street other companies, you know, sometimes they take advantage of Chinese, you know, because they don't know as much. We could come in and we could actually communicate with them better and give them a better idea of what's happening on Wall Street and in the media, and that's where, you know, Felicia will be helping me as well too. we're gonna open office in Shenzhen, China as well. So we're gonna help a lot of, companies who come here, small companies who go on NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange, and help them with, pre-IPOs and to educate them more about the U.S. markets, so they don't get taken advantage of. So at me, I'm a private investor. I like to invest into smaller companies, and then I help incubate them or help them grow by going to meetings with them, introducing them to other, financing or hedge funds and Wall Street and media. So we combine everything, and this gives us kind of a presence here, and we're gonna expect to grow, tremendously in the next few years.
Okay.
Okay, is that good?